and gentlemen, this is Michael Pitzner, also known as the Automated Millionaire, and I help small and medium-sized businesses, and I help their business owners and their teams make more money much more easily than they normally have done it, because I have a system that actually helps it kind of become automated or running on autopilot. I'm not going to go much more deeper into that conversation right now, but I definitely invite you to go and check out my website, theautomatedmillionaire.com. And there is a tab there which currently has a free training on the system that I implement with the clients. In this particular episode here, we're going to talk and continue the series that we have on the mistakes that business owners make. And the reason I'm highlighting mistakes is because they typically cost us a lot of money. I've been a culprit of making a lot of these mistakes myself, and I have also seen a lot of other people make some of these mistakes. And sometimes I haven't made mistakes, but certainly seen it happen more than once in a business or two. In this particular episode, what I want to talk about is why you should never hire friends and family. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand it perfectly. When eventually my kids are old enough and so on, I would love to hire them for my business, and I would love to have them as part of the team and maybe even groom them for a takeover down the line. So it's not black and white. It's not that I don't understand the sentiment why we do it. But what I want to stress is that unfortunately, very often when we hire friends or when we hire family, a couple of things go wrong. And that's why I just, to provoke you a little bit, say, don't hire them to begin with. The things that tend to go wrong is, for one, we don't really set a true expectation. Maybe we set an expectation, well, you're a daddy's son and you can never be late and you can't do this and don't show that you're the boss's son and so on. A lot more is riding on you. Because it is, every eye is on there, and everybody kind of thinks that you got the easy route and so on. So there's that assumption and so on. But what I want to state is that very typically there's not really an expectation set for performance. So there's not really mapped out, okay, well, I believe that you need to be able to do this every single day and report every single week, reaching these and these results and so on. So a specific expectation about what is the person supposed to deliver upon is not really set. And when you don't set expectations, whether with family, whether with friends, whether with other employees, the results is typically going to be whatever that person feels, whatever that person thinks is enough, whatever the day brings, whatever the wind blows in. And invariably, you're going to find that those results are not a result that you really like. You're not going to be truly happy. If you really want to take the business somewhere, you always have to set out a specific goal. You have to kind of like raise the bar, raise the expectation, raise everybody's commitment, raise everybody's knowledge about, well, how are we going to get there? Implement the right systems that allows them to do it. Ensure that every cogs of the wheel, to the best degree possible, is oiled and smoothly running and so on. You're going to help them avail themselves to be able to deliver upon that outcome. But very typically, expectations are not set. This does not necessarily mean just for family and friends, because very often expectations are just not met or not set at all. If you're not setting anything, there's nothing to be met other than they'll do whatever, and you'll probably end up not being, excessively happy about that whatever. So you want to set expectations, and with friends and family, maybe even more so. With the challenge with the friends and family, very much also comes to the point that, it's difficult to really drive the business and be the kind of business demand that you want when you're like trying to tiptoe around because, hey, it's your family, or hey, it's a friend. You don't want to brush somebody the wrong way. You don't want to start having a discussion that's uncomfortable and so on. You don't want to ruin a friendship. You don't want to, be nasty for the family or something. Or sometimes you actually have, some family issues, and now carries into the professional life of things, and then you're not getting the right results. It can be a very uncomfortable position when you as a business owner have hired your friend And now you're finding that this friend is not really working out. They either don't have the skills, or they don't have the ethics, or the job position that you thought you had availed for this person is not really there. So now it's just a burden, it's just a waste of money, and maybe that person does not click well with the rest of the team. And so now you're left in that position where now you're going to take that uncomfortable discussion and maybe letting this person go, and then you're going to have maybe your friendship in jeopardy. Maybe there's going to be a little bit of a yes, you're still friends afterwards, but it kind of has that bad taste in his mouth. I've seen a lot of friends who have hired friends into their business. I've in particular one friend who has hired many of his friends over the course of years, and a lot of those friendships, they went down the drain. Either they ended up kind of hating him, or he ended up feeling really disappointed in them. Whoever left or was fired and so on, it ruined a lot of things, and I'm not sure they really accomplished a lot of things while they were there. So as much as I understand the eagerness, hey, I really like him, he really seems smart, I think he can do it, and so on. Invariably speaking, I would urge you to rethink whether you want to hire a friend, or you want to say, no, I'm going to put up my job posting and I'm going to seek professionally out and have interviews with applicants who might fit that role well. Because I think that somewhat this distance that you have between a hire and a friend is going to be easier to manage. So again, that's just my take on it. Doesn't mean that I know everything in the world. Doesn't mean that I'm right, but it's my perspective on things, that I would not really truly hire friends first. Now, I've done it. I probably will do it again and so on, but I would be careful about, what are the expectations? Maybe I set up that this hire is for a month only, or 2 months only, or trial basis only, or here's what I need done. Maybe it's for an assignment only purpose, and then once that assignment is done, and maybe there's a time frame on it, then it's completed. So I'll probably do it again. I probably will do it again, because we like to work with the people that we really like. But there's certainly a lot of extra challenges with having that, shall we call it the boss and employee relationship, when it's also the friend and a friend. So I'm sure you can recognize some of this. I've seen, like I said, I have particularly one friend that it just never really worked out a whole lot. It worked out maybe in a partnership that he has, with a friend, but that's because they started off together. That's a debate for a whole other discussion. It's certainly a debate that's very difficult. It's not always the friendships that last a partnership, or partnership lasts a friendship. Certainly, once you mix money or livelihoods with your friends and families and so on, it certainly can invoke a lot of extra challenges. And I think in our business world and so on, very often we don't need the extra challenges. There's plenty of challenges to take from. So unless it's, while you're grooming your children for successful takeover, and they have a true interest, and you think this is going to work out fine and you can manage that relationship, or that it is a friend that you can set the right expectation with, and you can manage that so that nobody gets upset, then yes, by all means. Let's wrap this up. I think you're getting the point. I hope this will serve you well. I hope that maybe you can kind of say, well, you know what, it's okay not to offer my friend a job. It's okay that I take this job and give it to the most qualified applicant. And it's okay that I actually say, look, I don't want to mix the two together. I think that's totally okay. I hope that you might think the same, or you might have a different opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion on this. It's definitely a topic with a lot of emotions typically. So I'd love to have your comment either way. Either you had experience, maybe it was successful, or maybe you think that this is a wrong way to go about it, and so on. Love to hear. But let's wrap it up. I hope that you liked this episode. I'd love to see a like button. I'd love to see you subscribe to the channel. I'd love to see you tomorrow's episode. And I'd love for you to share this channel with somebody who might also want to know more about business and how to get better results. This was Mikkel Pitsner, the Automated Millionaire. I invite you to my website, theautomatedmillionaire.com. There's some free training that I think you might like, and there's some free resources that keep popping up on that website. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you tomorrow's episode.